Hello guys, Vengeancer here. This video is for my Last Chaos viewers. These guys that I'm in a fellowship with were nice enough to run cube, and so I got cube buffs for a while. Ever since Fox took over Last Chaos and it got merged into one server, it's a lot easier to get cube buffs, and things just seem easier overall. But I'm in a fellowship with these guys, so I get max skill point. I'm just over here skill point farming the Hecate again. And I'm going to be here for quite a while until I get enough skill. Whoops. There's a big tree thing behind where I'm standing, so sometimes it clips the camera. But I'm going to be over here farming these skill points for a very long time. I need to get enough to pretty much max all the passive skills, and then the rest of the skills for the Night Shadow here is, they're pretty well useless. Don't really use many skills in Last Chaos anymore. It's pretty much an auto click simulator. You just right click, and as long as you got Q buff and full buffs and a lot of attack, you'll kill it in a few hits anyway. So skills aren't super important, I guess. Maybe in PvP, if things are set up correctly, maybe the skills are important if you have enough evasion or defense or something. I don't know. But I had a few of these platinum super skill pills and the random boosters laying around. So on top of the cube buffs here, and that's what I'm running. I'm getting 33,000 per kill, which means I'm getting about 3.5 skill points per kill. Sometimes the random booster kicks in and it'll boost. I haven't seen it boost my skill point gain in a long freaking time. But when it does boost, I get a lot. So, might as well use them up. The random boosters aren't very good for much, but I've got several of these platinum super skill pills that can help me farm. As far as what I'm farming for, I am trying to get the passive. So right now I'm farming for this movement speed passive. It needs 2,500, and then I'll be farming for the magic and physical defense passive, which needs 2,000. So I'm on my way to 4,500 skill points. That's what I'm trying to get. And then I'm going to reassess from there and see what I need to farm. But 4,500 is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to try and get as much of that farmed up as I can. Because once it's done, I don't have to do it again. For the Night Shadow, the big, we don't have as many skills as other classes. You move that over so I can see what I'm doing, but all these soul skills are pretty useless. You have to basically use Soul Drain or Mass Drain, which I didn't buy Mass Drain. It's quite a few skill points to get it, and what's the point? You can drain the monsters only, it's like once every, like, what, 90 seconds, I think it was. So most monsters die well before that, and draining the soul takes longer than you actually will even be able to have the monster alive. So there's not much point there. So all that makes all these soul skills, Soul Eruption, Soul Buster, Soul Drain, Soul Break. There was another one I thought. There's Mass Drain, and then I thought there was another one that I needed to look out for. Guess not. Makes it pretty useless, so there's no point in getting it. Hour of Darkness, useless. It'll decrease their attack power if they come near the player. Okay, cool, whatever. Hour of Weakness is also useless. It decreases their defense power, which we use magic. on the Night Shadow, so that's useless. And then the crit aura, I guess that could be useful, but with the cube buff, you're always hitting deadlies anyway. The only thing that the Aura of Illusion could do is magic hit rate, which doesn't have it in the actual description, so pretty useless. So that makes all those useless. Force of Moonshine is okay for regeneration, but if you have absorption accessories, it's pretty useless as well. Misty Chain is an okay attack, but the cast time is so freaking long if you don't have haste 2 that what's the point? Might as well just auto attack. Cop of Night is your stun. It's fine for PvP, but it is an afterthought skill. I'm not going to get it until I'm probably max level. Not worried about it. So that pretty much renders all of these skills useless. Crit Chance passive is a passive skill that you probably want to get, but it's not the most important to get. The Magic Power one is going to be fine. So out of the first row of skills, the Dark Morals passive is probably the only one that I'm really pushing for. Out of the second row of skills, Deadly Body, definitely. Devil's Grace, definitely. Those two, that makes 3 passive skills that I got to get. Dark Blow is okay. Force of Moonshine is the regeneration skill, so it's hit or miss. I probably won't end up maxing it or getting it until I'm just max level and have nothing else to do with my skills. Veteran's Composure, PvP skill basically. Useless. Flight, definitely useless until later on, because I'm standing in one spot killing the same thing. I don't have to travel much, so I'm not going to worry about that. So that leaves me pretty much 3 skills to max. And I have been maxing Dark Blow just to give me 1 skill that kind of hits decently okay. Mass Drain, already talked about that. Misty Chain, already talked about that. Cop of Night, already talked about that. So Shadow Movement's really the only skill. And then Judgment, but like I said, later on, Judgment will be fine. So Shadow Movement is priority right now. Already talked about Aura of Illusion. People have said Curse of Blood is terrible, so I guess I won't be getting that either. Pain Field is a very late skill, as well as Shadow Form. Screaming Soul is the other soul skill that is pretty well useless. So that leaves Darkness and Deadly Light. So we have about 5 or 6 passive skills, and then Darkness and Dark Blow, Deadly Light, and maybe Judgment and Cop of Night. Night Shadow does not have very many useful skills. There's no buffs really other than the auras, and I went over those. Those are pretty useless. So we are farming for the passive skills. And then I'm going to start leveling again because I'm tired of being low level. Good news is I'm 115, and I think before when Area had it, my account was at like 117. So I'm almost back to where I started, and I probably have more skill points than I had then because I didn't farm much then. But you can see down here, total required skill points is 235,000. That's a lot to max this freaking thing just for like all those soul skills and stuff that are pretty well useless. It's just a waste of time. So, and look, my booster did kick in. I got 128,000 skill experience, which means I got about 12, almost 13 skill points with 1 kill, which is good. I'm at 1850. Like I said, I got to get up to 2500 and get the movement skill, and then the other major skill, like the most that is going to require at one time, is going to be the physical and magic defense increase, which is 2,000. I don't know. I don't understand why the developers did it that way. Let me port over to this to look at the passive skills. So like for skill point requirements, Dark Moral, the attack skill, it goes up. So the first level is free, and then the second level is 1340, third level is 1900, and fourth level is 1900. And those are later levels, 130s and 140s. Critical chance is the same. It's very strange because like level 2 costs 1860 SB, and then level 3 costs 1170, and then level 4 costs 1060. So they like decrease the amount, and then the very last level at level 158 skill level 5 costs 4,200. It is very strange. They did the same thing with Deadly Body, which is the HP increase skill. Level 1 you get for free as your passive. Level 2 costs 1080, which I've already bought. Level 3 costs 1780, and then level 4 costs 1120. It doesn't make sense why they did that. Same with the Shadow Movement and Devil's Grace skills. The Devil's Grace skill, the first level is free. Second level costs 2,000. Third level costs 1,300. So it's like a 700 difference, and it drops the amount. It's backwards. Same with Shadow Movement. Level 1 is 2,500. So that's the one I'm working for. Level 2 is 1,850. And it just keeps going down. Level 3 is 1,520. And then the final level is the one that costs a lot at 4,580. So for some reason, it's like a huge barrier to entry on the Night Shadow skills. And then the amount that it costs for each skill drops in the later levels until you hit in-game, and then it jumps way back up. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why that is. But it's okay. We're farming for the mid-game right now, so I need to get the first few levels of these passive skills and start pushing for hitting level 130, 132, somewhere around there. And then I should have enough of the quests from Bloodymere here, the region. I'm not picking up the worms for the event, or the bugs or insects, whatever you want to call them. But I should have enough quest rewards, and I don't know how to. I don't know what. There it is. L. So I got a lot of these that are completed. They're going to give me a ton of experience if I run an Platinum Blessed Iris when I turn it in. So you can do it up to level 139. Up to level 139. So that's what I need to do is this one I've already done up to level 130. But what I can do is if I take them all, that one I need to... this one's max level, right? 100. So I could get several SP from there. Same with the I Am Veteran. I need to go kill the Dark Mind Terran. I haven't done that yet. But that gives me 1,000 SP. I could get double that if I turn that in. So I need to go do that. But a lot of these to the 139, they give you a ton of experience. And if you turn them in with Platinum Blessed Iris, that will boost you up. So all I got to really do is level to like 130 and then use all of those, and it'll almost take me like from 130 to 140 pretty quickly. So I really only have to grind out the skill points and then grind out 15 levels, and I should be able to go to Mondshine and start questing to get from 140 all the way up to 165, I think it is, somewhere around there. And then after that, then it's the later regions that I have not been to yet. So it's looking good. We're moving along pretty quickly. I like this older game. We're going to try and see if I can get to end game and maybe do some PvP. Maybe see how things work or how things have changed since I've played it actively. But I plan on trying to make like one video on this game maybe every week, once a week, or once every couple weeks. And that leads me to my my other point. I'm posting less. I'm trying to restructure things. I want to do gaming content, like different stuff once a week. Kind of throw some different projects in. Try to do BDO once a week. Try to do Last Chaos once a week. And then maybe other projects and stuff. And then maybe looking at some other stuff like that. So I'm kind of posting a little bit less, but I'm trying to change the quality of things. Of course, I'm kind of in a limbo with like these MMORPGs right now, where there isn't much to record on because I'm in a point where I have to do a lot of farming like this. I'm just sitting in one spot killing things for skill points on Last Chaos. And then in Black Desert, I'm pretty much just doing the same thing over there. It's not skill points I'm farming, but I'm farming like I'm just basically grinding Fetus over there. So I'm at a point where it's a lot of the same content, so there isn't really much of a reason for recording it, and I'm just kind of messing around and waiting for the. I'm just waiting to get through it. You know, it's like I have to grind so much, and I grind when I have time to, and then I just wait until I'm past that to record something exciting. But to give you an update, I'm still sitting here killing these things for this. I got about 600 skill points to go to get the movement skill, and then we're moving on to some magic and physical defense skills. But we're getting there slowly. It's just a whole lot of sitting here clicking on a monster when it respawns. Not much I can do about it. I think it'll be, and this picking these up gets me, picking up all the glove drops gets me a little bit of gold. Sorry, Black Desert is silver. That's the currency over there. Over here, it is gold. But I have several Platinum Blessed Irises in storage, so leveling shouldn't be a problem. Right now, I'm just looking at grinding out skill points, and I'm going to use all the Platinum skill pills that I have. I got 3 of those left, and I got 2 of these random boosters that I'll use. And then I got a bunch of average scrolls. So hopefully I can get through majority of the big ones, and I don't know if I can kill the Darkmine Terran or not. Maybe I can go to the cube and try that. Or not the cube, the tomb, and try that for the veteran quest. That'll get me quite a few things. What do I have to do for this? Yeah, I'm not going to be killing Weavers, but I can do this. I am the veteran. I can do Darkmine Terran and Eluda Terran. Maybe I can do them in the cube. I don't know if it'll count. I've already killed the Grand Golden Dragon. But what I can do is if I can get those 2 killed, that'll give me a big boost in skill points. It'll save me quite a bit of time of farming. So if I can get that out of the way and this big movement skill out of the way, I think they said I can usually get by with like 25,000 skill points for the passives and get the important stuff. And then as I grind up from 115 to 130, I'll get a few more skill points there and finish off some skills, and then questing all the way up to 165 should get me enough to get a few skills. I don't have to worry about the later ones currently. So I think we're well on our way. If I can get the big skills out of the way, the ones that cost the most, and then get those several quests that give me quite a bit of. I don't know what this is for. Why is that even in there? Oh, that's why, because it's one of those quests for that. Aguares, this is also one. I'll get quite a bit of experience in there. This, I don't know. This is another one. So I just need to go around and do these up to 139 and complete them, and then I'll be able to level straight up, so that'll be good. But that's the plan. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it's what I've been told from people that actively play the game and from stuff I've looked up. Get to 115, farm on Hecates as much as you can stand it. And there isn't really much of other way to farm on the Night Shadow unless you just lock yourself at 90 and farm on the Weavers. Or Ghosts, or whatever you call them. We always used to call them Ghosts back when I played, because that's what they looked like. But I didn't want to lock at 90, and I didn't have a guild that would lock me. I ended up getting GM buffs whenever Game and Go had it, so I ended up getting up to like 100 pretty quick, and farming skill points in the tomb then, because nobody reset it, was pretty bad, so I don't know. And I don't have a tomb thing set. So I'd have to like teleport to one of these guys and then run down. And then I'd have to try and run all the way down to the bottom of the tomb to get down there to kill that Darkmind Terran. Maybe I could just put him in the cube. I don't know. I don't know if it'll count. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'll try it whenever I can. I should probably try it while I have level 5 ignition, but I don't know if I feel like doing that right now. It's easier to just farm some skill points, right? Of course, I was hoping I could make it on the rankings, but 2107 is my rank, apparently. Of course, there's all kinds of... I guess in Night Shadow ranking, I'm 176. There's quite a few Night Shadows that still play. Top 50 there. Of course, I probably won't ever be on top because those guys have been 190 for a very long time. The other mission that I have, besides doing skill point farming once I start leveling, and I may not do this until later, but I need to reevaluate my gear, and I'm afraid to because I got all of these. The helmet is the only thing that I really want to replace. The wings are good for a long time. The helmet is awful. That I have a 117 green 5 evasion helmet that I found. I could also buy probably a lower level blue evasion, but I don't want to spend the money on it. Since I have one in storage that I can switch to, and this one's not really hurting me much. But the rest of this I want to get. I don't know. I don't have the gems to. I don't have the gems to replace all of these. So if I get rid of them and upgrade, then I'm going to lose most of my gems. Of course, I have this weapon. We'll be switching off of it as soon as I can. I start getting close to 140. We'll reevaluate and see if I can't get a different one. Maybe I can find a 140 plus 15 floating around or something. Of course, I've also been told that Heavenstone level 5s drop quite frequently at higher levels, so I'll stockpile those and either sell them to make money and then buy a high plus weapon, or I will just plus one up myself next time there's an event. Oh, we're getting there. We're almost across that 2,000 threshold. I hope to get past the skill point farming as soon as I can so that I can make a little bit more exciting content. I mean, it's just... Last Chaos isn't very exciting unless you're, like, fighting somebody, but people don't I don't think people PvP much, maybe during the castle siege. But then you gotta have a guild that is registered in there, so I don't know how that'll go. I don't know. Those give me a lot of health. 2,400 health plus all the constitution. My random booster kicked in. I got 126,000 experience, so that was almost 13 skill points. That was pretty good. We click the monster dies. We collect the skill points, and we move on. Drake egg, those I'll collect. I should have one of my Jaguars out. Buddy said to get 3 Jaguars, and once they're level 60, I can use the cheer skill to increase my attack speed. So I think Night Shadow is a good class just by definition, because you get darkness, it increases your attack speed. You don't have to use very many of your skills that way because it locks you out of them. And then you can increase all your attack speed there. I might be able to get very, very high attack speed, which attack speed is 10, so as you buff it, this number reduces, so it'll go down. If I could get like 4 or 5, that'd be pretty fast. I think max level darkness reduces your attack speed by like 3. And then cheer level 3 on these guys, I think reduces it by a couple. Maybe 2 or 3, I don't know. But I've been tasked, that's what that's what the people that have been helping me said. Farm skill points, so that's what I'm doing. Of course, my friends are not online. A lot of people talking in trade chat or whatever, full channel mode. This game is actually fairly active, and I'm surprised. We got that one's got 2400 skill in it. I don't know if the skill cooldown reduction is worth it. I might want another absorption or hit rate over the skill. The skill cooldown will be worth it later, but right now I'm just auto attacking, so it might not be. 9 away. Not paying attention to what I'm doing here. How long do I have left? 19 minutes. So I got 19 minutes there. I usually feel like I'm wasting potions or scrolls or whatever you want to call this stuff, boosters, if I'm waiting on monsters to respawn. But I mean, there's nothing you really do about it. It amazes me though, like in these older games, because the blue cube effect and the other, those are supposed to go away when you leave the extreme cube, but they don't. So that it's just become standard to go and run the cube, get these buffs in one of the stages, and then leave the cube and just go use them for leveling. You get a massive amount of attack power. You get a lot of XP and SB increases. It's just funny how people use stuff like that to like work around the system. Yay, we busted that 2,000. So I got 500 to go. I'm gonna call that a video. I'm gonna sit here and farm and let you guys know that I still am making content for the games that I like to play. We're slowly coming out, and I'm slowly making progress. So that's all the update I got for Last Chaos. As far as the rest of the channel, look out for other things, and we'll keep moving forward. So I appreciate everybody that has subbed, everybody that views the videos, all the comments, the likes. Appreciate everything. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and as always, until next time.